So this is the feature card. The feature card shows all the spaces that you can travel to on the map, and the way that a character would get to a feature is you'll enter someplace like the Dark Tower, and you have a corresponding spot over here, the Dark Tower, so a character would enter the Dark Tower and go over here. But all of that and most of the things that I'm explaining are found on the back of the feature card. There's something called How to Play This Game. And what is found here is just the most basic things that you'll need to understand. And really, this is not one of those games where you should memorize a bunch of rules or you even need to read all this stuff. It's more fun and just as easy to find out as you play how the game works. So on the back of this card, you're going to find things like provisions, which I've just mentioned, an explanation of the Die of Doom. You're going to read how to read the dice, which we've just talked about. You're going to read about the playing surface, and that's what I'm going to explain to you next. This is one of our older prototypes of the game. I think we've improved our artwork since then, but the way the map works is exactly as the one that you'll have in your hand. The map is divided into spaces, and spaces are separated by these white lines that you see here. If you cross a green line, green lines are where the forests are, it costs you 2 movement points. If you see a brown line, those are mountains, and only flying creatures can cross mountains. In this case, I've got King Arthur and I've got Caledon the Pict. If King Arthur is mounted, he's allowed 2 movement points. That means that he can cross this green line, and that's the end of his movement. Or if he crosses a white line, he can go 1, 2. Caledon, on the other hand, is not mounted, so he can cross here, and if he tries to cross this green line, he can't do it in 1 turn unless he uses a special action. Timeliness cards. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to be dealt 4 of these timeliness cards. He's going to be holding these in his hand. At the bottom of the card, you're going to see the different suits that are in the deck. Some of them are in haste, some of them are presently, some of them are late. And the way these cards are used is they determine, the characters will prick one secretly, put it in front of them, and then when they flip it over, they'll reveal which card they've played all at the same time, and then you'll find out what order you're playing in. In the event that 2 characters play 2 cards that are from the same suit, the one with the low number goes first. So these are 2 special questing cards that are also part of the playing surfaces of the game. One of these 2 special cards is the lake, and on the back of the lake it says start the game with this card. And that's because it gives you everything that you need to know in order to begin the game. So one of the things that's going to have to be done at game start is, in addition to setting up all the chips as we've shown, we're going to have to put the Excalibur stone and the Grail portal out. This card will give you the details on how that's done. The Excalibur stone and the Grail portal are very important questing locations. The card will explain the process for how these are placed, but I'm just going to go ahead and put one here for an example, and I'm going to put the other over here for example.